lap ahead of the formation lap for the final race of the first round of the 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season here in Genk in Belgium. So let's run you through the order for the final time this weekend on Sunday, April 22nd. On the front row, it's Martin Henkel Mortens in the 424. Alongside him will be Germany's Max Fleischmann in the 404. Then it's De Roo and Lund, row 2. Markkanen and Liveris on row 3. Wisnicki, Pullinger, row 4. Then it's Andreasen and Schul, row 5. Wellings and Triblak, row 6. Moransky, Tenschert, row 7. Zajinski, Piat, row 8. Ziders and Hatzistefanis on row 9. Steinert, Machacek, row 10. Poulsen and Becker, row 11. Jana Stier, Patrick Weinstock, row 12. Schlosser, Shaposhnikov, Anderson, Adams, Van der Kaj and Villelainen. And it looks like Brisdor might be a DNS, a non-starter, as formation lap is being shown to the entire field. So it looks like Brisdor might not be competing in this second of 2 finals for the DD2 and the DD2 Masters category. So the field now starts to make its way with the leaders up ahead. Henkel, Mortens and Fleischmann are your front row runners as they go down the back straight, heading into turn number 6. And it's been really interesting how when we found that there were not enough entries to put the DD2 Masters in a separate group of their own, to put them together with the DD2 competitors has shown that there are some people that we do need to keep an eye on. Henkel Mortens, obviously. Fleischmann, definitely. De Roo is in there. Liveris from Greece. Pullinger, Wisnicki, Schul, Triblak as well. Wellings has been in there in the mix as well. So it's difficult to say. Right, field now coming down in towards turn number 9. Let's just run through the top 10 quickly again. Front row, pole position, Henkel Mortens, Fleischmann in 2nd, De Roo in 3rd, Lund in 4th, Markkanen 5th, Liveris 6th, Wisnicki, Pullinger, Andreasen and Schul round out the top 10. Drivers are now coming and they are being all instructed by race direction to get it into formation. I have seen it before, as I mentioned earlier on in the live stream, that I have seen one particular rolling start race have 3 formation laps. So we want to make sure everyone was after this compacted timetable, and we have given it to them for 2018 as the drivers now go through the tram lines. Red lights on the starting gantry. Do we get the green light to go racing? Yes, we do. And it's off we go. And Fleischmann is going round the outside of Henkel Mortens into turn number 1, but instantly loses out on 2nd place. So, and there's contact way down the order. There are at least 4, well, there's 2 carts in avoidance, 2 stuck on the outside of turn 1. Drama already, and we haven't completed 1 lap. So, Brisdor was a non-starter. Wondering if that might have been Ziders in the 423 that's had a bit of drama there. So there are 2 carts at the back of the field as the leaders are now coming through down in towards turn 9 for the first time of asking. So we have just over 13 minutes on the clock remaining. So Henkel Mortens leads. De Roo now in 2nd, ahead of Markkanen. Fleischmann now down in 4th position, but now retakes sternly 3rd place from Markkanen there, going in the outside of turn number 1. So very close in terms of pod-to-pod proximity. So, order at the moment, top 10 is Henkel Mortens leading, De Roo in 2nd, Markkanen in 3rd, Fleischmann in 4th, Lund in 5th, Liveris in 6th, Wisnicki, Machacek, Steinert and Triblak round out the top 10. Top 15 are completed by Ziders, Slozar, Becker, Adams and Anderson in 15th. So, I don't think Henkel Mortens is going to have an easier time here. Some of these drivers might have used older tyres in the initial phases of this weekend, as Fleischmann is going for it into turn 2, but can't make it stick past De Roo. Markkanen is still there, just waiting in proximity. So, and it is the DD2 train. Forget the Yono Trulli train. We've got a DD2 train on our hands here, going down the back straight, heading into turn number 6. So Henkel Mortens last time around had extended the gap, and there is squabbling up and down the order, especially with one driver being passed by 2 other karts going into turn 6. So Henkel Mortens leads, but is not away with it yet, as Fleischmann was trying to go past DD2, but has now been compromised, and Markkanen is trying to pounce and goes up the inside into turn number 11 and swoops past. So there we go. It just goes to show that if you make a mistake, and looks like DD2 is the one that's lost out. So Fleischmann now up into second, Markkanen third, Lund and Wisnicki get past DD2 in the 4:35. So DD2 was the one that had, and there's a bit of barging there as DD2 is trying to fight back past Wisnicki, but Wisnicki was having absolutely none of it. So Henkel Mortens continues to lead. The gap now extends to 0.7 of a second, as we have just over 10.5 minutes plus an additional lap to go in this final race of the opening round of the 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season here in Genk. And I have to say, it's been fantastic action, and we are being treated with it in the final race of the day. So Henkel Mortens lead. Fleischmann is in second. Now Fleischmann can be strategic. He has plenty of time, but he has to watch out in terms of the... Well, hang on. Look at the times now. They are tumbling. Henkel Mortens goes quickest of anybody. 50... Well, no, make that Ville Leinen. And Ville Leinen is now way up the order. He started dead last. He is now into the top 10, the 4:14 from Finland. So as a result of several unwanted encounters between other competitors in front, the Finn has managed to capitalise, as we're seeing a nice move going into the inside of turn number 6. And I think Ville Leinen might have just got past Slozar into turn 6. That is for 9th on the road. So I'll just keep an eye out for the Finn as they come through turn 10 into turn number 11. And yes, that is the case. Slozar lost out in turn 6. And now, here we go. DD2 is now, has got Matthias Lund right behind. Liveris in 7th, Mahacek in 8th, Ville Leinen and Slozar rounding out the top 10. The gap is being slightly extended, I must say. Not to the point it was in the first race. The first final we had with Henkel Mortens, just quite literally running away with it. But Fleischmann is comparable in terms of lap times. So they're running in the 55.4s at the sharp end of the field. Ville Leinen is the quickest, and last tour did a 55.052. Times coming in for sector number 2. It's about 16.3 to 16.5 in terms of aggregate split. The slowest at the moment is Becker, 16.7 in the second sector. We'll make that Przyblak and Taszynski. With some of the other drivers, Shaposhnikov did a 16.9, and then Tenchert, who did that, was actually 5 laps down. But still at the front, it's Martin Henkel Mortens, who is the points leader, and in terms of provisional standings, could continue to do so. But we still have over 8 3/4 minutes, plus an additional lap here to go to conclude the racing action for the first round of the 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season here in Belgium, before we head off to Sweden in a few weeks' time in June, about 4 to 5 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks from now. So Henkel Mortens continues to lead. The gap might be slightly further extended, but I don't think by much. So Martin crosses the line. Max comes across as well, 1.197 seconds. Markkanen is trying to catch him up. Takes a 10th out of the German on the last lap around. Wisnicki just did a 55.170. DD2 is closing. Takes just over a 10th out of the Polish driver, currently running in the 4:05. look at driver number 322. That's Corby Bowles. Corby Bowles, 322. Can you make your way to the steward's office immediately? That's a call for Corby Bowles to go to the steward's office immediately. Thank you. So, resuming the action here in Genk, it's 8 minutes 48 on the clock, and in shot is the flying German we've seen, well, quite literally flying through fields all the way through this weekend, of Max Fleischmann, who now heads into turn number 1. Then it's the quick left at turn 2. Then it's the sweeping momentum-carrying turns 3 and 4, both left-handers, before they get to the first of 2 major 180-degree hairpins at turn number 5. Now it's down the back straight. I'm just going to have a look out of my commentary position. And Fleischmann has just passed a road car as he brakes going into turn number 6. I've been keeping an eye on this all weekend, and it's just impressive how much pace these 125cc engines have. And plus also the fact that they're considerably lighter than a road car, so you do the math on that one. So meantime, Henkel Mortens continues to lead. Markkanen is keeping in touching distance of Fleischmann, and that is a battle for second and third position. As we are past the halfway point, and Henkel Mortens, so 5 minutes 37 on the clock, plus an additional lap, extends the gap slightly. So fastest lap still is with Ville Villainen, the 4:14 from Finland, 54.776, impressive pace. The top 3 are currently running in the high 54.8s and 9s. Drew also in the 54s, Villainen also in the 54s, benchmark setter. And Villainen has come all the way from the back part of the grid up to now 6th position. And he's got about a gap of around 1.5 seconds between himself and Zenderu in 5th place. As on the live stream we've got Max Fleischmann and Markkanen, Rupe Markkanen. Now this is for second and for third. Now I'm just trying to keep an eye on this gap between Henkel Mortens and Fleischmann, so I'm wondering if the 2 behind are working together. There was a slight eke out of that by about 40 hundredths, so not much of a dent made by Max Fleischmann. So, just another quick call for Corby Bowles, 322. Corby Bowles, 322 to the steward's office, please. Henkel Mortens still leads in this final race of the day, final number 2 for the DD2 and the DD2 Masters. So for those wanting to find out all the latest information and all the news, reference what is happening in Rotax Max Euro Trophy, the official website is Rotax Max challenge-eurotrophy.com. We are broadcasting live via YouTube and by our official website. We're on Facebook and Twitter. And as we fast count down the minutes, we've got less than 4 plus an additional lap here to conclude the day's action. The season opener here in Belgium. And we've had not just the action be spiced up on track due to what's been happening between drivers, but also the weather has played its part with the sudden thunderstorm and rain shower in the lunch break. But I tell you what, it's now it's nice and sunny out there. There's a little bit of overcast, but it's not stopping the sunshine from beating down on the facility here in Genk. So we are in the last 3.5 minutes, plus an additional lap. Best lap so far now switches from Villainen in the 4:14 to the 4:04 of Max Fleischmann from Germany. So the gap between himself and Henkel Mortens last time was just under 1.1 seconds. With that lap last time around, he took nearly a 10th out of Henkel Mortens. The gap, I think, might have dropped a little bit. And it has gone down. It is now down to less than 0.9 of a second. 2 minutes 49 on the clock. And as I said, Max Fleischmann might have been strategizing. I think he's sort of been conserving the tyres a little bit, going consistent. And now he's got this chance. And this could put both him and Martin Henkel Mortens on equal points at the end of this round. This would put them on 45 apiece in terms of point standings, but at the moment it is still, with this race yet to be decided, it is still Martin Henkel Mortens who leads the standings on 25, with Fleischmann on 20 coming into the second final. So just about to hit the 2-minute countdown on the timer. And in the shot there, that's Zenderu ahead of Piotr Wisnicki. So some good battling going up and down the field. Meanwhile, the gap has somewhat stabilized. Fleischmann hardly took any time out of Henkel Mortens. But I think after the fruits of his labor from Fleischmann, it has shown that he is going to be one that we will have to keep an eye on this season. So Henkel Mortens now comes through turn 7, as does Fleischmann. Markkanen as well. And in short, we've got Drew and Wisnicki, 435 and 405, rounding out the top 5. Villelainen now still in 6th position. So, leaders now come around the final couple of corners, and it's Henkel Mortens ahead of Fleischmann, Markkanen, Drew, Wisnicki, Villelainen, Lund, Machacek, Liveris, and Adams rounding out the top 10. Christoph Adams from Belgium. So the gap still around the 0.8 of a second mark, and we are fast running out of time. It's less than 60 seconds plus an additional lap on the clock. So 30 seconds to go and an additional lap as the leaders now come down into turn number 9. Through the left-hander at turn 10 comes Henkel Mortens, and Fleischmann is not that far away, but I think that when it's all said and done, that Henkel Mortens, I think, might have done enough to stretch a lead and just keep it calm and consistent, and pumps in the fastest lap of the race with around 7 seconds to go on the timer. So lap 15 completed, so we're on to lap 16. So 17 laps will be our lap count at the end of this race, and the time differential in terms of space between Henkel Mortens and Fleischmann was just over 0.8 of a second. Markkanen has drifted a little bit further behind, however still maintains 3rd position. So Henkel Mortens very shortly will come round turn 10, as he does right now, down into turn number 11. And now through the sweeping right-hander, and it will be 1 lap remaining for Martin Henkel Mortens, who gets his head down yet again. Fleischmann has dropped behind by a further 0.2 of a second. Markkanen in 3rd, 2.2 seconds off the leader. Deru, Wisnicki, Villelainen, Lund, Machacek, Liveris, and Adams rounding out the top 10. So Henkel Mortens is now on the approach down the back straight into turn number 6. So just keeping an eye on where our leader is at the moment. So is coming down into turn 9 for the final time, and I have to say, a sterling effort. Mr. Consistency, I think I'm going to call him. And it's Martin Henkel Mortens on the 424 that comes round turn number 11 for the final time and puts the throttle down and knows that he has taken the lead in the point standing. So it's a double win for Martin Henkel Mortens, and a great work this weekend by Max Fleischmann, having started 18th in the first final, gets it put on the front row and then finishes 2nd in the second final. Then we had Rupi Markkanen finishing in 3rd, Zenderu in 4th, Wisnicki, Villelainen, Lund, Machacek, Liveris, Adams, and Slozar rounding out the top 11. Van der Kaj also made a bit of a comeback, starting 29th and finished in 12th. So great effort by the Dutchman to get some points on the board. Then it was Becker, Moransky, and Schriblak that rounded out the top 15. So let's run you through the final finishing order of the opening round of the 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season here at Genk in Belgium, as the action has now come to its eventual closure. So winning the race and taking the lead in the point standings with a perfect score of 50, it's Martin Henkel Mortens ahead of Max Fleischmann from Germany, with Rupi Markkanen from Finland, Zenderu, Piotr Wisnicki, Ville Villelainen, Matthias Lund, Daniel Machacek, Dionysis Liveris, Christoph Adams, Jan Slozar, William van der Kaj, Michael Becker, Slavomir Moransky, and Xander Priblak rounding out the top 15. And rounding out the rest of the grid, it was Hassi Stefanis in 16th headers, Ziders, Piert, Andersson, Wellings, Andreasen, Tuzinski, Steinert, Weinstock, Poulsen, Shaposhnikov and Stier being the last of the confirmed finishers, with Tanscher, Pullinger, Scholl and Brisdor not completing the race, with Brisdor being a non-starter. So there we go. That concludes the action here on track. And